Welcome back to another of these short videos, which are to help you reach your own highest potential. And in this video, I want to ask, can you be the very best version of you? Now, why is that important? Well, I'll be sharing that in just a minute. I'm Jeremy Harbinson. I'm author of the book Personal Effectiveness. And for 35 years, I've been a trusted advisor to lots and lots of businesses. But in looking at this question, I want to introduce you to this guy. His name is Coach John Wooden. Now, you may well never have heard of him, but I bet you've heard of Sir Alex Ferguson, the manager that was Manchester United. Now, whether you like or you loathe Man United, I think you'd have to agree that Alex Ferguson was pretty successful at getting the very best out of his people and out of his teams. But actually, his track record of success is nothing when compared to Coach John Wooden. In 12 out of the 13 last seasons that he was in charge, his team won the National Championship of America 12 years out of 13. And in 7 of those years, his teams were undefeated. That makes him simply the winningest coach in history. And so I guess he knew a lot about how to get the best out of his teams, and he's well worth studying. But at the very core of his philosophy was this concept that he drilled into his players. He taught them that you should never try to be better than anybody else, but you should never cease to strive to be the very best that you can be. Isn't that powerful? Just look at that again. You should never try to be better than anybody else, but you should never cease to try to be the very best that you can be. And he explained to his players that when you arrive on the basketball court, you can't control whether the other player is quicker, more gifted than you are. But there are some things, many things which are in your control. It is you who controls how fit you are when you get onto that court. It is you who determines the way that you've trained, what you've put into your body in terms of food, alcohol, drugs, or whatever. And so it's you who determines how good that you can be when you get on that court. And it's you who determines from moment to moment where your mind is, where you're focusing, how alert you are, and therefore how well you play. And he taught the players not to determine whether they were winners or losers in any game by the score at the end of the game, but by how close to their own potential best play they got. So he said to them, there will be times when you go on court and the other team outscore you, but I want you to consider yourself a winner if you came very close to playing the best that you could play. Similarly, there may be times when you go out and you actually outscore the opponents and you win. But in that game, you didn't play anything close to your best, so you should consider that you've lost that game. But he said to them, I think if you bring this attitude and this psychology to bear, you will love the results that you got, and his track record speaks for itself. And so, one of the keys to being effective is just to apply this quote and to seek to be the very best you that you can be. Now, one of the ways that I help people and mentor them to do that is through the Reach For It groups. These are online mentoring groups which meet every month. And maybe you'd like to join me and be part of that so we can interact together. You can get details below on the website on how you can sit in completely free at one of these monthly online sessions and experience it. I hope I'll see you in another of these videos about becoming effectiveness and reaching your own highest potential.